Good morning. Good morning. All right, we are raring to go. I'm Karen York. I'm Executive Director of Communications for Richland School District 1, and we thank all of you for joining us this morning for an exciting announcement and presentation. Someone said earlier, today is a monumental day, and it truly is. I want to thank David Toomer and the staff here at the South Carolina Department of Education's Lower Richland Bus Maintenance Shop for hosting us today and allowing us to move forward with this event despite the kind of rainy and cold weather outside. So we are certainly appreciative of them. Let's give them a hand. They did a lot of work for us to make this happen, and we appreciate that. I'd like to recognize our board chair, Mrs. Cheryl Harris. If you will wave or stand, let's give her a hand. Our superintendent, Dr. Craig Witherspoon. And members of the superintendent's executive team, would you please stand or wave? Thank you. And we will have some other introductions and recognitions as we proceed with the program. And I'm not going to delay us any further. I will first recognize the first three speakers, and I'll come back to introduce the others. But first is the person I call the man of the hour, Austin Meyer, owner of the Ava Lane Meyer Foundation. And Mr. Meyer is going to tell us about what led us to this point this morning and how this came to be. Our next speaker will be Mr. Jim Taylor, the EV sales manager with Thomas Built Buses, Inc., and he's going to tell us all about this beautiful state-of-the-art bus. He will be followed by Mr. Rick Grisham, who is our Director of Student Transportation Services. First, Mr. Meyer. Let's give him a hand.
Hey, okay, so it wasn't that many years ago that we just assumed that cars had to run on gasoline. And if that meant there's trade deficit to the Mideast of billions of dollars per year, if it meant there's global warming, if it means there's pollution, if it means we have to have military to stabilize the flow of oil to this country, whatever the cost is associated with burning gas, it's a cost we just assumed we had to pay. And then, of course, Tesla and now other electric car companies came along, and they started to ask the question, do we really need to be addicted to this flow of oil with the pollution and the global warming and everything that comes along with it? And, of course, the question was, well, wait a minute. If you make an electric car, will it be fast enough? Will it go far enough? Will you be able to charge it quick enough? Will it be reliable enough? And these are all perfectly legitimate questions. Can we switch from gas to electric? And I drove here my Tesla Model 3 parked right outside. It does 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. It's faster than a Ferrari. Goes 300 miles on a charge. And it does a recharge from 25% to 75% in 20 minutes, which is as fast as I can drink a coffee and check my email. And I've never had any reliability problems with it. Tesla has answered the question, can we switch to electric cars? And it's answered it really quite clearly. So I think it was, 11 months ago, I think it was, maybe 9 months ago, I saw a video on YouTube talking about how diesel engines make pollution. And the pollution from diesel engines involves particulate matter. And when you breathe this particulate matter, it damages almost every single organ in your entire body. And when kids are exposed to this pollution, it is shown to reduce IQ from the pollution getting into your brain and damaging it. And it was literally only about 2 days ago, a report came out showing that leaded gasoline has cost this nation 820 million IQ points. That's about 4 points per person in this country from the lead in leaded gasoline. Now, we pulled the lead out of the gasoline, thank goodness, but we still have diesel engines making pollution that damages the health of our kids and the IQ. And this YouTube video I saw, and if anybody wants to see it, it's on a channel called Now You Know. This is a Now You Know YouTube channel. They went over the health costs, the IQ cost to our kids, the maintenance costs to the school districts in trying to maintain these buses, And then I look at it a little bit as a trade deficit issue as well, when we're pumping money overseas to bring in oil and turn it into pollution right inside of our own borders. It seems like a terrible deal. And so the question I'm starting to ask now is, well, what Tesla did with cars can we do with school buses? Can we get rid of this trade deficit? Can we get rid of the maintenance? Can we get rid of the pollution? Can we get rid of the damage to the health of our children and make a bus that does as good as my Tesla does? That is the question that this bus tries to answer. And I've driven this thing up there at the production facility. I went wide open throttle, full throttle. I had this thing as fast, I was like, ah! And it is snappy. It is fast, and we could operate this right here in this building, and no one's going to have their health damaged because of it. It is fast, it is safe, it is smooth, it is quiet. It's what? Proterra made the battery systems. They're in Greenville, South Carolina. Freightliner made the chassis. They're in Gaffney, South Carolina. It was assembled by Daimler. They're up in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. This is a Carolina bus, and it is better than any dang bus we've ever had, and that's why I'm excited.
Wow. You want me to follow that? Thank you.
Now I want to see the kids enjoying it. I want to see the kids have as much fun with these things as I've had.
Yes, thank you, Austin, for that. I don't think there's much for me to say other than it is a pleasure and an honor to be here on behalf of Thomas Built Buses and Daimler. On your journey, as you go through this electrification journey, we're here with you. You've got a great support staff from the Proterra battery guys to the Interstate dealership. They're a phenomenal dealership for us. We appreciate that. Some specs on the bus. It does not quite go 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds, but it is quick. The driver feedback has been excellent. The drivers love it. They love that it's quiet. They hear all the kids' conversations, whether that's good or bad, but they hear them. And then the maintenance cost that we've heard is around 40% savings on the maintenance, and the fuel savings, of course, especially here in the Columbia area where it's $4, $5 gas, it's going to see significant savings on the fueling. So again, appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this journey with you guys, and we are here for you, and we love being in the Carolinas. So thank you very much, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Grisham. Thank you.
Very motivating. Good morning, everyone, distinguished guests and our Richland One team members. First thing I want to do out of the gate, representing transportation as the director, we're engraced with some of our team members from the Lower Richland staff. So we'll use their sitting to stand up. The ones at the back, wave at them. Let's give them a round of applause. They are our everyday heroes. To me, it's kind of the ending cap of our February Love the Bus month. This is kind of our trophy now. And we plan to put it on the road as soon as possible after we get equipment placed on it. We got radios and video systems to place on it, but we will have a plan that it will run every day. Like I said, we get a lot of good mileage out of that, and the electric bus by Thomas is top of the line. Proterra's got a proven product, and we've got our charging system all ready to go. So as soon as our driving team gets the training, a 2-hour training course, which will happen Tuesday, we'll be able to get this on the road as soon as that happens and start getting a game plan to utilize the equipment. We're so thankful for the generous donation from Mr. Austin Meyer and the Ava Meyer Foundation. Some things about the school bus that are interesting. According to the School Bus Council, school buses across America transport over 25 million students every day. School buses take 17 million vehicles off the road when children are riding the school bus. Students are 70 times more likely to get to school safely in a school bus than in their personal cars. The iconic school bus, it's an institution of Americana schools. It's the safest form overall of ground transportation, with or without seat belts. High back seats, bracing systems, it's top of the line for safety. We want our children riding the school bus, and that's what American School Bus Council represents, is getting children on our school buses. The generous donations allowed us to accelerate greener technology. We started with diesel buses. Mike Bowman, appreciate all that the state does for that. That's kind of a clean burning diesel, but it's green and compared to other type fuels. And we move into propane. We have over 20 propane buses in the fleet that we run on routes every day that is greener. It has a less footprint. Then finally, we have the green, greener, greenest. Zero emissions, and this bus will be utilized every single day according to the essay contest. How cool is it that we had multiple students from elementary, middle, and high enter this essay contest? He was overwhelmed with the entries that he received. So it wasn't really one or two, even though maybe two stood out. We had numerous students that got involved in this project, and they took it, and we had our students win an electric bus for us. So we're real grateful for that. We can't wait to get it on the road. And first thing I see us doing with Mr. Carlin, Mr. Superintendent, and the board chair, we are going to first take this on a tour to the 5 schools that helped us win it. We're going to go in there, tell the principal what do you want to do with it. We can put it on the morning announcements. We can bring some classes out. We'll work with those 5 schools first so they know they're seeing what they did. And then when that's done, we'll look at other district programs like STEM and other district-type programs to incorporate learning lessons on solar and electrical technology and how we move into the future. So again, we're excited to have it. I know the drivers are all in here like, I want to drive it first. So we can't wait to get it on the road. Thank you again, Mr. Meyer, for your donation.
Thank you again, and I'm glad Mr. Grisham talked about the essay contest, and of course this is all made possible by Mr. Meyer and the foundation, so we certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much. And it's all about the kids, right? Okay. So our next 3 speakers, one is my new best friend, Mr. Mike Bullman, who is Interim Transportation Director from the South Carolina Department of Education. And he will be followed by our board chairwoman, Ms. Cheryl Harris, from the Richland I Board of School Commissioners, of course, and our superintendent, Dr. Craig Witherspoon. Mike.
Thank you. First, I'd like to, again, thank Austin for his donation. This is the first step of what we hope to be a tremendous journey to electrify school buses in the state of South Carolina. Again, this is it's monumental. It's monumental for Richland 1, especially in the students of Richland 1. So let's just briefly sort of talk on a little bit of what's already been said and how this will impact the students and the community in this area and in this state. So I did a little research, and wasn't too long ago you could look out here and you could see 1988 model buses running. So just as an example, I'll do a little comparison for you and show you the contrast of what it was to what it is now in such a short period of time. And again, because of Austin and his contribution, it's really kicked this off. So a 1988 model diesel bus, we talk about NOx and particulate matter. The NOx on that bus was 10.7 grams per horsepower. Now think about that. Just keep the 10 number in your mind, if you will. Particulate matter was 0.60. A human hair, that's just about the size of a human hair, if you want to talk about how large that particle is. So then we moved to 2000, and your NOx went down to 4.0. So again, we're making some headway, and we're moving in the right direction. Particulate matter was 0.10. 2007, NOx was 0.2. Again, tremendous gains in the right direction. Particulate matter was 0.01. We moved to the latest diesel bus. So the latest diesel bus that's sitting out there. And again, I want to talk about the fleet of buses, as Rick's already mentioned, in this state. We go from the oldest fleet in the country that our students were riding on to one of the newest fleets in the country. And that's certainly, Molly Spearman has done a tremendous job with what she's done. There's been approximately a little short of 4,000 buses been bought in 7 years. That's tremendous in a fleet that's 5,600. So again, we certainly want to thank her for her contribution. So today's diesel bus, NOx on that is 0.08. So we go from 10.7 to 0.08 for all you math majors out there. And then the particulate matter was 0.001. So we're getting there. So it's already been, so what's the numbers on this one? Zero. Can't get much better than zero, can you? You know, it looks a little bit like my bank account, right? My best friend back there. That's just for you. So again, I can't say enough about what this means to, again, the state of South Carolina, to the community, and to the children of this school district. It means more than we will all ever know collectively. It is a step in the right direction. The commitment from the Department of Education is to continue this move As you all probably have know, Governor McMaster has had $24 million in his budget for electric buses. We were just awarded a $1.2 million grant by the EPA to buy 4 electric buses that'll go to Orangeburg County. So the door is open. The door is open. And I want to encourage all the districts around the state, I want to encourage every transportation office to pursue this path, because again, I think it is the best thing, one of the best things we can do for the students. Again, thank you.
I don't know whether to say good morning or good evening to everyone, but I can say it is a great day in Richland 1. Can we agree to that? It is a great day. To Mr. Meyer, first of all, you got me pumped up still from your speech. And I was sitting there, you know, my colleagues laugh at me because when I hear people talk, I immediately start strategizing where we're going to stick you. So I was sitting like, I wonder if he'll be willing to ride the bus with the kids on a couple of lessons and give that lesson for us. Thank you so very much for your energy, and thank you so very much for making Richland 1 again another first in the state of South Carolina. He deserves a round of applause, everyone. On behalf of the Richland 1 Board of Commissioners, we thank you. We thank what the state is doing for us. This morning I reached out to some of our senators, and I've already put the plug in their ear. We're going to need some more money because we're going to need some more electric buses. I remember reading an article about a superintendent that was short of staff due to COVID, and he jumped on the bus to drive. And I told my husband this morning, I said, well, Dr. Witherspoon and I are going to be fighting over driving this electric bus. If they need a driver, you can sign me up, get me the training that I need, Mr. Grissom, because I look forward to the opportunity. But I want to say to even the bus drivers that are here, thank you for what you do. You're the first face that our children see, and you are the last face that our children see. And it is so important that you know every day how important you are to the operations of Richland 1. So thank you for being here all in your purple. I've already put in my request for the shirt so I can be ready to drive the bus when it's my turn. But it's a great day. I woke up this morning like a kid for the first day of school, excited. My children were wondering why I was up at 7 in the morning, Dr. Witherspoon. I said, we're going to get a new bus. We're going to get an electric bus. I can't wait to ride the bus. I mean, I haven't been on a school bus in quite some time, so I'm looking forward to the opportunity. But most importantly, I'm looking forward to the exciting experience that our children will be afforded by this awesome contribution to our district. Any district could have been the first, but you saw fit to make us the first. And you do not know how much that means to the Board of Commissioners. My colleague, Commissioner Clyburn, who's our vice chair, if you'll stand and just be recognized, is here with us. You don't know what this means to us and what it means to our district, what it means to our children and our community. So again, thank you so much, Mr. Meyer. Thank you all for being here today to celebrate this awesome occasion. Thank you.
Good morning. So I'm standing in between closer inspection and touring of the bus, so I won't be long. Just to echo many of the remarks and the presentation that has been made, and certainly, Ms. Meyer, again, I want to thank you as well, and all. But what do we see here? We see a lot of connections. We see a lot of partnerships. The rain and again, the bus depot here letting us come and share. And when I go back to these connections in our young people, we see more scientists and those that are interested in green technology from our young people, STEM and otherwise, all the way from elementary school. And they get to experience that. We see agencies working together. We see a transportation department, again, committed to our young people, committed to making sure that they have the best experiences possible. And above all, how do we make Richland County, the state of South Carolina, the country, and this world better? And as I was thinking, how do we get even more green? I guess we'll put some plants on top or something. Go from 0 to plus or minus or negative. But I too, share in the gratitude, in the appreciation of what can happen, the beginning of what can happen when we put our minds to it, when we all decide to work together. And imagine, again, our young people that will ride this bus, the students that submitted the essays, and we get the buses to those places and get them on board, and what new technologies and innovations that they will come up with. And that's what makes this, again, so exciting, that we're all at the ground floor, if you will, from moving, reducing those particulates, and letting those young people see what is indeed possible for all of us. So thank you all so very much for joining us. This has been great. Let's not wait so long to come together and see what else we can work to bring together from a thought and an idea to how we make this real again, whether it's here in Richland 1 or across the state of South Carolina. Thank you all so very, very much. It is indeed appreciated. Thank you.